Kingdom Builders Change the World, Chapter 7, Jesus' Mission and Message of the Kingdom. Jesus' primary mission was to proclaim and demonstrate the inbreaking of the kingdom of God from heaven now back again into the earth. And the kingdom was visibly present in King Jesus. What you heard him speak, what you saw him do, these were all visible manifestations of the kingdom of God being present. Now, the Father in heaven had sent King Jesus to earth to restore the original plan that he had given to Adam and Eve prior to their fall. And it was to rebuild the kingdom on earth so that mankind can rule over that kingdom under the tutelage and authority of the Father in heaven. Jesus' message, likewise, was simple but extremely powerful. The kingdom has returned in visible form to earth with power to bring salvation upon not only individuals but the entire culture and to judge the rebellious. Jesus came proclaiming the inbreaking of the kingdom of God, and anyone who heard and saw, they could not deny that the kingdom was present, because the kingdom consists not only in words, but in power also. Jesus' mission was incredibly dynamic because he spoke his word and power went forth. And not only power over the natural realm, but power also over the spiritual realm, as it was in the beginning. And we'll talk a great deal about the 5 stages of how the mission of Jesus grew in the earth and how it's still working in the here and now. Interestingly, in Matthew 4:23, it said that Jesus came proclaiming the gospel of the kingdom. Too many people teach what they call a gospel, and it's only about salvation. The gospel of the kingdom is about a new government coming to earth to transform not only human beings, but every human institution to reflect the nature of the kingdom in heaven. The presence of the government of God is now in the earth. Originally was put in by Jesus, is now being expanded by you and I to bring wholeness to everything. The kingdom is the goal of what Jesus started, and it only begins with entry into the kingdom. So Jesus was speaking and doing what the kingdom represented. The kingdom is to restore power to the mind. It is to reawaken the human spirit. It is to heal the body and restore God's life to all aspects and areas of human life. So we preach with power, and that's partly what this chapter talks about. Jesus preached with power, and we are to do the same thing to reestablish the kingdom on earth. But we'll also talk about Jesus gave power not only over human frailties such as sicknesses and diseases, but also over natural problems in the earth, natural elements, demonic forces, and even death itself. The mighty works that are performed by Jesus and now by the apostles and by every kingdom citizen today, it proves that the kingdom has invaded the earth. And the parables that Jesus told were simply explaining in greater detail the truths of the kingdom. So Jesus came to redeem, restore, and reconnect mankind to God's government in heaven. It's simply we're ushering in the heavens to earth. Whenever the kingdom appears, it always stirs up opposition, and that we as kingdom builders should understand it stirs up spiritual elements, it stirs up human sinful nature, and that part of Jesus' mission and message was to expose it, reveal it to the society around them, and to drive it out. And we've talked more about that in the area of prayer. Now, all of the healings, the words that came forth in power, all of those were simply signs pointing to the greater reality of the kingdom. And so anytime we perform signs and wonders, healings, raising people from the dead, those we should not rejoice so much in those as we should really rejoice in that it is a sign pointing us to the kingdom. Everything Jesus did was kingdom business. And what this chapter talks about in great length is the nature of Jesus' mission.